Hello and welcome to Vlogging About Comics, episode 3. Today it is the beginning of 2013, so it's the perfect time for me to wish you all a very happy and prosperous new year. And I hear you say, Jason, what books are you looking forward to in 2013? Glad you asked. This is what this vlog is going to be about today. I'm going to look at and talk about the books I'm looking forward to. We're going to start off with Marvel. So I've got this here that I picked up from my comic book shop, the preview, a nice little book. I just like the previews for January and December of some of the Marvel, and it's free, you know. Always love books that when they're free. So the first book I'm going to talk about is The New Avengers. And I know what you're going to say. What, another Avenger book? Do we really need another Avenger book in our lives? And probably not. But my whole take on this is I don't mind if there's like 100 Avengers books, as long as each book sort of scratches a different itch. When you've got more than one book doing the same thing, I think it's a bit redundant. And I think at the moment, before the Marvel now, you had a lot of books that were doing the same, but they've sort of shook it up a bit since then. And now you've got like the main Avengers book by Hickman, which is more of like your grand sci-fi kind of epic. You've then got your Avengers Assemble, which Kelly Sue DeConnick is doing more of like a Silver Age, a light Silver Age kind of comic. You've then got Avengers Arena, which is like Avengers meets the Hunger Games, which with all the Avenger Academy kids doing the Hunger Games leaves a nice way for them to do a book with the young Avengers. You've then got your Uncanny Avengers, which is your lineup of like half X-Men, half Avengers. That's your kind of gimmick there. So like all the books there are really doing something different. You've got Dark Avengers, which is like the Marvel Suicide Squad, if you will, doing these covert dark black op missions, you know, because they're trying to earn their freedom. And then, you know, you've got Secret Avengers, which is the only book I kind of have issue with. I understand why they call it Secret Avengers, because by calling it Secret Avengers, it's going to sell more copies than if they called it Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But very much that's what it is. It's more of a S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of book now, the new one, and it's the one that I kind of see as redundant, unless they were going to call it but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I understand why they wouldn't. So yeah, so you've got this one. So you say like, well, what's the point of this one? This one is going to be centered around the Illuminati. Now, the Illuminati were introduced by Bendis, I think a few years back now, and they were this team. Well, they weren't really a team. They were this group that met and discussed big issues in the superhero community. So you had Black Belt of the Inhumans, you had Iron Man, you had Doctor Strange, you had Namor, the Submariner, you had Professor X, and you had Mr. Fantastic. And they would meet and they'd discuss things. And in the original group, Black Panther turned down meeting up because he felt it was wrong to have this sort of like secret society, if you will. But something happens in this that makes him have to bring them together because he needs their help. And, you know, and I think when you're writing a book about these guys, it's not going to be your regular superhero team. For start, Beast takes the place of Xavier because Xavier's dead. And so like, but even so, they're not going to be your regular, we're going to smash and beat them up, or build a big gun and blow them up kind of heroes. It's going to be a bit more cerebral, and I think in Hickman they've got the right writer to write this book. And with Epton, I think the art, the pages we get in this book, in this preview book, it looks really, really good. I don't know how well you can see that. The lighting isn't the greatest in here, but you know, the art already is looking really great. So yeah, that's one book I'm really looking forward to, New Avengers. Also, you got a book coming out later in the year, Wolverine. It's going to be written by Paul Cornell. Paul Cornell's wrote many comics, from like Demon Knights to Stormwatch to Captain Britain. He's also written probably one of my favourite episodes of Doctor Who, a two-part story called Human Nature and A Family of Blood, which was, he wrote the original novel and then they had him write it up into a TV episode, and that was just a great episode. So I'm looking forward. And Paul Canal says he's like the Wolverine book. It's going to go along the lines of like the Hawkeye book. It's going to be centered around what Wolverine does on his days off. Alan Davis is going to be on art there, so I'm really looking forward to that book. We've also got coming out, we've got The Age of Ultron, which I'm really looking forward to. I think that should be a really good book as well. Years in the building there. There are other books in here that I was looking forward to. I was going to get Uncanny X-Force. I was going to check out The Young Avengers. Likewise, I was going to check out Superior Spider-Man, and the art in here by Ryan Stegman looks really good. So I did like the look of that. I also was going to try out Cable and X-Force. The art in here makes it look like it's a good book, but the problem with all these books, and if Marvel really bring it, and I would have bought all those books. Currently I am buying 6 books that come out twice a month. And you know, Superior Spider-Man, that's another one that's coming. That would have been 7. So you're looking at 6 books twice a month. That's 12 books that I'm buying. So that means there's titles that I would have tried out, but there's books I want more, because like I'm really enjoying those 6 that I buy twice a month. I'm enjoying them all, and I can't really pick one to sort of drop. So that means then that books that would have been, I would have checked out, and if they'd have been good, would have got, they're going to miss out now. And you know, what's the point if so Marvel sell really well and they sell loads of copies of these twice a month books, and they're getting twice a month's worth of money out of people, but what's the point if they're going to have to cancel other books that might have otherwise been able to survive, suddenly can't, because people are using their money to buy these books that are twice a month. I don't get, you know, Marvel's thinking on this whole thing, but I can't really complain because I'm buying the books twice a month. You know, really, I should have just said no twice a month books. I'm not buying none. And I think if enough people did that, then Marvel would take notice. But as comic book fans, we don't. You know, we buy them books we like, creators that we like, so we pick up the book, then we like it, and then that's it. Then we're hooked. You know, so I can't really complain. But there are books that I was looking forward to that I won't be picking up. Another book I am looking forward to and I will be picking up is Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that comes out in February. I think they got like a 0.1 coming out, and then they've got like the issue 1 comes out in March. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be getting that definitely. I think that's it then for Marvel. Then jumping ship to DC, and there are some really good books I'm looking forward to from DC. Justice League of America is the main one. I've really enjoyed the New 52. I like some of the things they've done with some of the books has been brilliant. You know, you look at books like Batman, The Flash, Green Lantern. You look at Batgirl, Batwoman, Aquaman. You look at, you know, Justice League Dark. You know, Frankenstein, Agent of Shade. There have been some really good books, and I've heard a lot of good things about iVampire. I've not picked that book up, but I've heard a lot of people say that's a really good book as well. So that they've done a lot of good things with some like characters that you didn't really know that much about beforehand, and so they've done good. But then there are other characters like Hawkman or Martian Manhunter or Green Arrow or Catwoman that they're just not done justice to. And this is where like Justice League of America is so interesting to me, because those characters I mentioned, they've not done justice to. They've put them all onto a team. So like Jeff Johns is going to write the book, David Finch is going to draw the book, and you've got these characters that have not been done justice to are now together. So that's going to be really intriguing, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that works out. I'm also really looking forward to Superman Man of Steel, seen by Scott Snyder and Jim Lee. That should be another really good book. Snyder just has got the minus touch at the moment, you know, and he can't do no wrong, so it's going to be really interesting seeing him write the Man of Steel. Another book I'm really looking forward to is Green Arrow, written by Jeff Lemire. He takes over the book, I think it's issue 17 in February, he takes over, and starts writing that book. So I'm looking forward to see what Lemire does. I've only read Lemire's DC stuff. I haven't read none of his other stuff yet, his Vertigo or independent stuff. So, you know, I've only read like his Animal Man and Justice League Dark and Frankenstein Agent of Shade. So I don't really know. So I've only ever really read him write these kind of magical, mystical, dark kind of side half of the New 52. I've never read him write a regular superhero book, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do with Green Arrow. Green Arrow's always been my favourite DC character, and one of the most disappointing things is the way they've treated the character in the New 52. The only time they did him any justice was when he made an appearance in issue 8 of Justice League. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Jeff Johns as part of Justice League of America and Jeff Lemire as part of the Green Arrow book get their hands on this character and really hopefully do him justice. We've also got the Trinity War coming up, which I'm looking forward to. Initially I thought it was going to be like the Trinity of Sin taking on the main Trinity, but reading Justice League Dark, it seems like the Trinity of Sin are going to be at war with each other. So like I think they're each going to get a Justice League to fight for them. So like for example, Justice League Dark might team with Phantom Stranger, Pandora might team with the Justice League of America, and the Question might team with the regular Justice League, and I think we're going to have a three-way smackdown, which certainly sounds like that could be interesting. So yeah, off the top of my head, that's all my DC books I'm looking forward to. Independently, I'm really looking forward to Star Wars. The more I think about this book, I think I'm going to pick it up. Marvel get the rights back to do the Star Wars comics in 2015. There's going to be no Star Wars comics in 2014, and Dark Horse finish their rights to do books at the end of 2013. So we're going to get like maybe 12 issues of this book. But what they're going to do is they're going to release this new book. It's going to be written by Brian Woods, or is it Brian Wood? And he's going to, and basically it's going to be set during the trilogy. So you're going to see all the characters that we know and love, like Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Darth Vader, Chewbacca, Boba Fett, C-3PO, R2-D2, all those great characters that made us fall in love with Star Wars. They're going to be in this book, and it's going to be like these new tales of set between the films of the original trilogy, which I just personally I think is fantastic, and I'm psyched. You've got a really good writer there, and you know Dark Horse just have done a great job, you know, with the Star Wars comics over I don't know how many years it is since they've been doing them, but they've just done a tremendous job. It's a shame they're going to lose it, but you know when Disney bought the Star Wars up, you knew eventually that Marvel were going to end up doing the comics. But you know, so yeah, but I like the idea of this new series. I definitely think I'm going to pick up the first issue of this new Star Wars book. It looks like it could be fun. So that's it. I don't really know any Image books that are coming out, so I can't really sit here and say I'm excited about any because I don't know any. Certainly 2012, two of my favourite books were Saga and New Manhattan Projects, which are both Image books. So I'm sure there'll be some Image books in the new year that I'll be not the new year now, we're in it now, during the next year that I'll be picking up. So definitely. So yeah, but as for now, that's me. If I've missed any books out, please in the comments below put what you're looking forward to. If I've missed any, please let me know down below that you think I should be checking out or having a look at. Thanks as always for watching. That leaves me to say is bye for now.